exciting time. Happy Monday. This is me trying my new kit. I've got the new camera and I hope the audio recording is much better than this video. Okay, let's jump on to the topic of today. I'm going to tell you a story, the transition of a little girl, 17 years old, and coming over to the UK, could not speak a word of English. 11 years later, she's standing in front of you. She had the privilege to live and work in the UK and now working as a pharmacist. The story about the transition, how that girl, myself, improved my listening, speaking in English to achieve the dream lifestyle that I have right now. If you would like to learn a foreign language, you would like to master and become fluent at it, I hope you find the tips useful. So let's go back to the story. So I was lucky enough to study English from an early age. However, the way English was taught in Vietnam was that we would focus a lot of the time in the grammar in English, how to conduct sentences. I did not have the privilege to attend English language school, to have the opportunity to speak with a native speaker. I kind of like passively learn the grammar in English, but never get to use them. And if we would have the exam, it would just mainly focus on use the word in the correct form, and you can write an essay in English, but never a test about how fluent you speak and what your pronunciations is like. So when I had the dream to come over to the UK and knowing that I need to pass the IELTS, which stands for the International English Language Testing System, an international standardized test to test any non-native English speaking person to see how fluency you are if you would like to live and work in an English speaking country. The requirement for myself to achieve my first visa to enter the UK was 4.5, and when I first sitting the exam, my listening and speaking score was 2 points. I think that was March 2011. That's my first ever test, and I remember coming to the exam. That was the first time ever that I had the opportunity to speak with a foreigner. It was super nerve-wracking and I feel like my ear was blocked. It didn't register with any information. Preparing for the exam, I was going through all the mock paper. I pre-write the answer because again, you had a limited time in the exam. So I need to make sure that I can speak as much as possible. I thought that I could just cheat it and just listen to the keywords and kind of guess what topic they was asking me. So I thought I did really well. I spoke all the way through the exam and I got 2 points in speaking, and my listening was, I think it was 3 points. So again, it wasn't enough for me to apply for my first visa to enter the UK. So I came back and revised further. At this point, I started listening to other audio. I play all of the pre-recorded IELTS tests in my sleep. It was just eat, sleep, study in English, and there was just nothing else. A month later, I did another test, and luckily, I managed to achieve just enough to get my overall score of 5 points, which was the requirement to achieve the first visa to enter the UK. Because I was 17 at that point, haven't completed my high school, I needed to study A-level in order to apply for university in the UK. However, the English language requirement to study A-level was every single component 5 points or above, and the overall score has to be more than 5.5. My score wasn't good enough. I had to study a pre-English course to improve my English in order to study A-level, and it was a 6-month course at English Language Centre. It cost us £5,000 for 6 months, and my ultimate goal was to pass these tests. Otherwise, I would have to keep paying for the pre-English course. I felt super embarrassed. I spent a lot of time focusing on passing the exam. I thought I had the opportunity to study English from an early young age. How hard could it be? Looking around to everyone, they could speak so fluently. I was kind of like traumatized from the journey of coming from Vietnam to the UK, getting lost at Munich airport as well, just because I thought it was Manchester. So I just got off the plane, walking around, trying to find the way out. I started crying because I thought, they're going to send me home, because how can you live in the UK if you can't speak with a foreigner? You can't even ask for help. And all that constant negative thoughts just keep bombarded into my head, and that's I should just go back to Vietnam and just study there, go to university there, don't worry about challenging myself. And then one day I thought, that was enough. You have made the decision and you need to finish that lane. So the method that I've used to improve my speaking and listening in English was that I make a lot of friends. I had friends from all over the world. We all there tried to learn English together. I had Vietnamese friends, but we trying to communicate in English together because we trying to remind each other that we are here to learn. We are here to improve our English. Going home, I play BBC News 24/7. I don't care whether my brain registered that information at that point. I know that I just needed to just keep listening, get my ears familiarized with the speed, the accent, and I know that's the way for me to quickly learn and grasp the information as quick as possible. I cannot tell you when or how long it took, but one day something in me had changed. One day that my ears and my brain could register all that information. One day everything doesn't seem so fast. My listening skills has improved. I was able to know how the word was pronounced and then imitate that. Then studying A-level and 2 years passed, applying for university, and I wanted to become a pharmacist. The entry requirement for overseas students to study pharmacy was 7 points. The second method that I've tried to improve my English was that I applied for a part-time course and also applied to become a volunteer to maximize the opportunity to speak as much as possible, to meet new people, and I knew that was opportunity for me to learn and to improve my confidence in English speaking. And I did that within 2 years. I used as much opportunity as possible in my spare time to work in my part-time job and to work as my volunteer. It was actually a bonus because I knew my confidence was improved and I also get paid for that, which also support me with the cost of living in the UK. So it was just double whammy, it was bonus, and I finally achieved that IELTS of 7 points to study Master of Pharmacy. So every single chapter, every single journey that I'm moving to, there was different challenges, there was different hurdle, but I feel like that method works for me. I put myself in a situation when I was forced to communicate in English. The lesson they can apply to anyone who would like to challenge themselves to move abroad and learn a foreign language. And you're probably asking, why study another language and why study English, I guess. But for me, I know that the moment that I managed to speak English fluently, I know that I can broaden my horizon, I can travel, I can meet many people. It has helped me unlock so many barriers, so many opportunities to actually achieve the lifestyle that I have right now. This was a dream, and I managed to make it become true. I'm not here to kind of like showing off, oh, this is what I've learned. I hope that this experience, this story can help inspire you if you would like to move abroad, if you would like to change your horizon, to move to somewhere and meeting new people. The third tips that I've got, I started reflecting on this because somebody was telling me that, oh wow, you don't have that Vietnamese accent when you speak. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Just relax and learn. Ignore those self-doubt that constantly bombarded yourself. Be confident because you have put yourself outside of your comfort zone to learn to speak another language. We all human, we all make a mistake, and it's not a mistake, it was just an opportunity for us to know that actually that is not appropriate and we are going to change, we're going to challenge ourselves, and that's how we grow. I was so afraid, especially as a Vietnamese speaker, as a Vietnamese person. The majority of words in Vietnamese is just one syllable, while in English there are a lot of words that had multiple syllables, and I used to speak super fast so that I guess I can bluff through it, that people didn't see that I was making a mistake. And you soon realize that English speaking in people knowing that you are trying to learn, they love to be able to encourage you. They will try to correct you and help you learn. So use that opportunity to know where you go wrong. The 4 tips that I have that help me to improve my English speaking is that I listen a lot. I listen and it helped me. Listening has helped me improve my speaking as well, because I can listen to the way a word, how it's pronounced, and I can try to practice that and use that into my conversation whenever I speak to someone, to see how I've used them in my day-to-day conversation. Tip number 5 that I have that helped me to improve my English: use variety of resources, because I realize that I get bored really easily. My attention span is super low. I don't know whether it's because we are raised in this instant gratification world where we're constantly bombarded with notification and impacted in the attention spans that I have. I like to use variety of resources to learn, listening to YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, speaking with my friends through FaceTime or to Skype. That's what I used to do, attending like seminars when I get to meet new people. We are so fortunate to be able to access all of these resources freely available on the internet. Record your productivity, record your learning, and see which method works the best for you. Overall, you manage to challenge yourself, which is bonus, so do not be shy. Just go out and enjoy the journey, make mistakes and learn. And as long as you're willing to step out of your comfort zone, as long as you're willing to learn, your growth mindset will help you to become a better version of yourself. And there's a reminder that I always have for myself that as long as I make 1% improvement every single day, that's enough. That's I'm growing. Whatever, anything in life that we would like to learn, there's always going to be different level of complexity, different level of expertise that we are going to try to work towards. But as a beginner, we might feel overwhelmed to compare ourselves in chapter 1 with somebody else chapter 20, and too afraid to try because we think that we are not good enough. Over time, everything will compound. It's a transition I have had as well. 11 years. It doesn't happen overnight, of course, but it's a slowly changing process, and eventually your brain will make that new connection. Eventually you will too become an expert. Eventually you will too can improve your life. I hope you find my story useful. Thank you very much for listening. If you are a beginner, if you are moving to any foreign country and you would like to settle in, or you would like to just want to find the way to adapt as quick as possible, then I strongly suggest you to learn and master the language and connect to as many people as possible. That's how you will grow to achieve the level that little Lynn 11 years ago could not comprehend. I hope you find it useful. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Take care and goodbye.